I'm Sudhakar. I come from Andhra, from a farmer's family, and now we have been living in Kochi since 2012. I come from a broken family, and I have been studying since 8th standard onwards in hostels. So I always long for love and acceptance. During my PhD, I had a friend almost for 4 years. I thought she also likes me, and I think we are going to get married and there won't be any problem when I propose it. But it was a big shock to know that she was not at all thinking the way I was thinking. She never felt a relationship in love way, but as a friend only. But I took it in a different sense, that love and marriage and stuff, this is all in my head actually. So when I proposed her, and she kind of rejected it, even though she gave me reasons, but I felt those are not big reasons. The life you have imagined got shattered. What made her to take such a decision? What is wrong with me? Is she avoiding me, or she don't want to get married because of my family background, or I'm from other culture? So I really didn't know all those reasons, but somehow I took it in a very personally and emotionally. I got broken and I kind of isolated for a couple of days. I felt like I think I don't need to live on anymore. If my own close friend can't accept me, I think there is no much worth to my life. So let's get suicide. First 24 hours, definitely a lot of negative thoughts, lot of worthless, lot of ഇനി ലൈഫില്ല, ഇനി എന്തിനാണ് നീ ജീവിക്കുന്നത്, അവൾ പോവും, അവളിന് വേറെ ആളും കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചിട്ട് അവൾ പോവും, നീ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, എങ്ങനെ ജീവിക്കും, ഇങ്ങനെ ജീവിച്ചിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യമുണ്ടോ, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഭയങ്കര നെഗറ്റീവ് തോട്ട്സ്. It took time for me to come to reality. I didn't feel to eat, a kind of gloomy, depressed, lonely, and I was already smoking, so my intensity increased. 2-3 days my sleeping hours were not regular. In this time also I could see a lot of negative thoughts would come, like you don't need to live anymore, you are rejected, you are worthless, oru pennu ninne reject cheyidu, angana kind of emotions, it's coming like that. There were thoughts like, when you kind of rejected, you feel vengeful, but I felt like if I do something like that, okay, maybe I might hurt her, but I may be happy at that time, but I don't think I can escape that. There is a police system, and she also has parents, and I don't think my parents would appreciate that, and I don't think any of my friends would appreciate that. Any of society can take it positively. So somehow I suppressed those emotions, those feelings. I left campus for a couple of days. I took break and I went home. One good thing what I did is, all these emotions I shared with one of my best friend in the campus itself, and he advised me, better don't take any extreme steps. Okay, I understand how you feel now, but that's life doesn't end there, right? So you have parents, you have brothers, so I think you need to think of them as well before you take any extreme steps. So that kind of helped me, and then he suggested me, why don't you take break and go home, spend some time with the family, and I don't think your work would get affected, just take a break. So that helped me just go back home, and when I spent time with the family, I again it recollected me, helped me, man, my parents are working so hard to support me, to give me life, and how can I hurt the person who rejected me, and how can I harm myself? And then positive thoughts, like as I was shared with my friend, he told me that, hey, this is not life, man, this can happen to anyone. Here the challenge is whether you can survive, you can overcome this. Okay, you should not take it in a negative way. Definitely you will have a lot of negative thoughts, but you have to resist them. If you just give for a second into those thoughts, you are done, your life is done. And that's what happens most of the suicide case. So those words just came into my mind, and the way my parents working hard, that's the things like stopped me to take extreme measures. So I think sharing with a friend helped me a lot. He also suggested one thing is, why don't you do what you love to do? So the thing what I like was I used to volunteer in orphanages, and then I immediately took a step to go to orphanage. So that time I felt like this is so worth, I am worth. Children are happy because of me, and there is I can also help people. I was doing all these things, but at that time when I am broken state, I really realized that I am worth, and there are people who needs me, and I could able to help them. Even though I haven't shared anything with the founder, auntie was very close to me, and auntie would say that, Sudhakar, see, one thing I realized in my life is find the purpose in serving others. So that's what make me meaningful. My life is worth, my life is meaningful. Because of me, these children are getting life. Buy a small 1 rupee chocolates and you give them, and there was so much thankfulness in them. And they would jump and come, Sudhakar uncle vannu, namukku padikam, namukku kalikam. So pillarude face la avaru sandosham kaanumbam, man, enda gunde there are children who are feeling happy. They are small kids. Whenever I spend time with them, I forgot the brokenness. So that was helpful, really helpful, serving others and in the midst of brokenness. And also I kind of visiting public places. So visiting public places, it helped me to see, especially temples, calmness. And then sometimes my friends used to tell me, visit churches. And then I see a lot of people coming, youngsters, middle-aged women, old people. None of them, I don't see them happy. So I felt like, people, even though they are at different level of life, but I think that makes sense. Every one of brokenness is different. So I think mine is not different. So it's okay to undergo this brokenness, but this shouldn't stop me living. Quickly, first thing is find a friend, meet him, share. Second thing is don't take any extreme measures immediately. Don't think of course you will get a lot of negative thoughts, but try to resist. Third thing would be, don't think of any vengeance against that girl or even that boy, And the fourth thing, think of your parents, think of people who are with you. So it's better to think about them, think of friends, think of the life that why you have been living, think of that, the purpose and the meaning of life. And another thing would be, don't jump onto habits like drugs, alcohol, again another girlfriend, and going to clubs, going to pubs. They are not good remedy. The good remedy would be talk to a friend, take a break, and if whatever you like, good things to do like mountaineering, cycling, take a walk, swimming, any of these physical activities really helps a lot. And another thing would be visit family. If you are away from family and this is what happening with you, it's better to visit family, and better to share. If your parents are close, it's better to tell them so that they would also know, and they might help you as well. And then visit places which you have enjoyed in your childhood or friends. I had a small prayer in that brokenness time. God, I don't want to go through this, but give me strength and help me not to take any extreme measures, not to take any extreme steps. Just help me to overcome this. And I wanted to live on, and I wanted to help my family, and I want to help others. So that was my genuine prayer, I know. Another thing is, friends, when somebody going through brokenness, avarnu kaliyaakkrathu, adayithu poda pinne ingane nee enduva idu എത്ര പേരും കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഇതെന്തോ അവളെ മറന്നേക്ക്, പോടാ, അവൾക്ക് നിൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല, അവൾ വിട്ടേക്ക് അവളിനെ. ദാറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് എ ഗുഡ് അഡ്വൈസ് അല്ല. ബിക്കോസ് നമ്മൾ കൾച്ചറിൽ ഇങ്ങനത്തെല്ലാം വളരെ ഈസി ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്നത്. ഐ തിങ്ക് അത് ചിലപ്പം നമുക്ക് കളിയാക്കൽ ചിരിക്കാനായിരിക്കുള്ള ഒരു സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും, പക്ഷേ ആ പേഴ്സണിൻ്റെ ലൈഫാണത്. ശരിക്കും നമ്മൾ അവിടെ അവന് പോലെ സീരിയസ് ആയില്ലെങ്കിൽ അവൻ മരിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പിന്നെ വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല, അയ്യോ അവൻ അന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് എന്നോട്, അന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് ബെറ്റർ ടു ബി സീരിയസ് and give him concern, like let him know that you love him, really genuinely love him, and I have concern for you. I think that would help a lot. Now when I look back into my own life 20 years ago, certain things that I should have not done, would be like, yeah, you can have friends, could be girls or boys, but don't take for granted when a girl is talking to you, listening to you, and maybe you are sharing your brokenness, maybe family issues. Don't immediately judge or conclude that she is your girlfriend, and then you build up life thinking of her and marriage and so many things. I have done that. I have built so much in my brain. So when she rejected, I was shattered because I built hopes without her including in that hopes, and that is not fair. Take spiritual counseling, psychological counseling. It's better to, if you really are not able to come out of this depression, there are psychiatrists. So don't be taboo about, I am depressed. Don't be taboo about those words. I think because it's your life, it's better to take help. It's better to take help from psychiatrists, spiritual counseling. There are a lot of people who can help in these matters. I think you should be open. I think it's in the midst of all this brokenness, one thing I've seen is people close down, and that's a very dangerous thing. You need to be opened up and talk. That is a heart you are pouring out, and when you pour out your brokenness, that gives you a lot of relaxation. That makes you to, oh, I'm accepted. It's okay. I have not done a great mistake. It's okay. So those are the things I just advise myself when I was in 20 years old. Yeah.